are forever.
Hi everyone, I'm Melissa, and tonight we are starting our shipping video with going through these lovely teal bins and pulling the 15 items that have sold. Now I sold probably another 10-15 items from a video, but those Nordstrom items haven't yet been incorporated into the bins, so they are just kind of laying here and they'll be easier to pull. I have a bag that we found at the bins, still had the tag on it, and I will be putting all of my items in here. So let's start with dresses, since I probably sold the most dresses. Dresses. I think I only sold 3 dresses. We're just going to go through every single bin, I think. So we will start up top with stockings and accessories. Used stockings and a purse. I think that's it out of this bin. Blazers are next. I have so many jackets and blazers that I had to separate them by size. So this is the smaller bin. Escada. White House Black Market. And I think that's it in the smaller bin. St. John jacket went for $91. I just have this sitting on top. I'm gonna have to put tissue paper around the buttons and protect this a little better, so I didn't have this sitting in a plastic bag. Let's just put this over here. Exclusively Missook. Banana Republic. And I think that's it. Next is tops. It helps me to write everything down if I have a long list, because muscle memory, and I remember what I write down. I don't have to constantly be scrolling through my phone. We have a butter knit top. I think that's it out of this bin. The last bin on this side are linens. I have had this forever. Let's move over to this side. I have some bubble wrap and shipping boxes up there. Shoes, I didn't sell any shoes. Bottoms. I did sell some pants and skirts. Vintage pants and a pair of pull-on shorts. that's it out of here. Vintage dress we found by the side of the road that sold for a second time, this time for $51. The only men's item is a size 5X scrub top. It's getting heavy. Oh, I think that's it. We are good to go. We are going to show you the rest of the room because it is a mess right now. So when you walk in, that's my light I was just using for filming. This is all of the Nordstrom clothing. This is all of women's tops. It doesn't look organized, but some of them are folded. Then we have children's and jackets and men's and skirts and pants. And then this was from my last clothing haul up here. Here are all the bins. We have extra bins up there. And then in this corner I have my dress form, my steamer, some lights, some props, and care packages. My mom sent me one, and I have three other care packages that came into my P.O. box. And then you might recognize this globe. But that is everything in here. So heavy. And now we start shipping. I am going to ship a few items tonight and then the rest tomorrow morning because I am beat. Shut this. Nobody will know. Okay, I have all of my items pulled and we are at my computer. I have my new shipping scale. Thank you so much to the subscriber who gave that to me. And we have some add-ons, some fun package toppers. We are going to start by showing you my business card, which if you've watched one of my other, what are we at, 25 now? You will know what it says. It says, "You are enough. You are so enough. It is unbelievable how enough you are." And then on the back, I have my eBay store link. I also have some fun cards that a subscriber gave me. They're from Hallmark and they say "Tickled Pink." Another subscriber sent me gorgeous handmade tags that say "Thank you." And I have a big pile of those. I also have some fun tassels. I think I found these at the bins. Could be wrong. Lots of different ribbon and raffia. Some other little cards. Washi tape that we found for 24 cents at Office Max, Staples, I don't know. It's right after Christmas. And then Hobby Lobby always has such a wonderful clearance. These were 7 cents. So if somebody's name begins with R, these were each 5 cents. We have the letter D and F. We also have an H and an F in these sparkle letters, which thankfully the glitter doesn't rub off. And these are each 5 cents. Here is my regular raffia. I have ordered a second spool of this. This was about $30 for 1,000 yards. And I couldn't tell you when I purchased it, but it's been a long time and I still have a good bit left. So that's a really good value. We have a bunch of tissue papers. These both were from Jilson Roberts. And then I have some more basic tissue paper that came from Nashville Wraps and is recycled. Love that. And this will be what I'm using to protect buttons and things, so I don't have to use an expensive tissue paper. Okay, I think we're good. I'm going to lean the camera down a little bit. Good. Okay, so it is 7:47 on Monday night. The first thing we are going to wrap is an exclusively Misuk women's size large jacket that sold for $19.99, and Iman paid $7.49 for shipping. It's wrapped up in the plastic. Let's do the aqua. Matches my shirt well. This item only took about a week to sell. I think I had it on an auction. I know I had it on an auction, and it was the first time around. I priced it for $19.99 and I had one bid. Okay, so Iman lives in Washington. I'm going to give her a tickled pink card because I think that will match very nicely. And I always put the card with the envelope up. And I don't have an A, but let's give her one of these tiny little to from tags. And of course, a business card. That's fun. And she paid $7.49 for shipping, so we will put this in a padded flat rate envelope. The padded flat rate envelope is now, it increased, $7.33. These are the padded envelopes. You can order them free on the USPS website. They call them padded flat rate envelope. That's very appropriate. Now, because this is flat rate, I don't have to weigh it, but let's weigh it anyway for fun. So this weighs 1 pound, 2 ounces. And because Iman is in Washington, if I would just put this in a non-flat rate, it would have cost $10.54. So I'm really glad the padded flat rate exists. Let's purchase our postage, and I am working with my Dymo Label Writer 450 Turbo. I just did another step-by-step tutorial. You do not need a label maker, but it is quite helpful if you're shipping a lot. Let's get this set up and print. And here's what the label looks like. And because this is a thermal printer, it doesn't use ink, nor does it use toner. Very helpful and cost effective. And later, I will be putting washi on everybody's package. Just something fun. Thank you, Iman. The next item to be shipped is a Liberty Love size small top. My husband has a doctor's appointment tomorrow, and one of the nurses has just been ridiculously nice to us. She even gave him cookies last time he was there, so we are buying her a plant. and he's grocery shopping and he stopped to pick up a plant for her. And I said maybe a small succulent or a cactus, but he's not finding any of those. So I think he's going to go with a little potted plant in yellow. So I just picked this up. This was the first time this was on an auction, and it sold for $9.99 to Susan. And Susan paid, oh no, I lied. Susan paid $6.99 for this top and $3.99 for shipping. And now, because we are using a different tissue paper, I can use the pink ribbon. This is a wider pink satin ribbon. It's beautiful. Imagine you could use this as a waistband or in your hair. I used to wear ribbons in my hair. And let's give Susan, I don't have any S's. Let's give her a thank you tag. And let's give her a thank you card. Oh, you know what? I think I have blue thank you cards. That sets that off nicely. And now, because this is so light, we are going to ship this first class mail, which means I need a poly mailer. I have two different sizes of poly mailers in stock. One is a 10 by 13, and this particular one happened to be a 12 by 15. For some reason, I have a ridiculous number of 12 by 15s, so I'm trying to use some of those up. Now this will need weighed because it's first class mail. Anything under 1 pound can be shipped first class mail. And this weighs 8.7 ounces. So I'll round this up to 9 ounces. What was I saying? My husband called. He didn't get the text about the yellow flowers, so we had to confirm that. This is 9 ounces. So anytime first class mail, I always round up. The same is true for priority mail, but first class mail is very light. Usually books I send media mail, but clothing gets sent first class mail. So 9 ounces to Susan in Virginia is $3.96. She paid $3.99, so we were really close with that one. Let's go ahead and purchase the postage. So the few options I use for shipping clothing and most items is first class mail for lighter items under a pound. And then for heavier items over a pound, they get sent priority mail. Both are post office options. Thank you, Susan. Both are from the post office, and the post office will do free pickups. I know FedEx and UPS does not do free pickups over, I don't really know, I don't use them, but usually it's cheaper to do the post office. Okay, I need to ship one more item tonight, and then I could probably get away with doing the rest tomorrow. These are going to Michelle, and they're a pair of vintage pants. I just bought these and put them on auction. I had a shirt and a top, and I separated all the pieces because of the prints, and I thought they'd be fun to mix and match if somebody wanted to, but they could stand alone because of how fun the print was. So one of my buyers, Michelle, hi Michelle, purchased these, and she has plans for them. Let's use a dark blue sheer ribbon. Love that. It is organdy. That can't possibly be how you pronounce that, is it? I've heard of organza. I've never heard of organdy. Michelle paid $14.99 for the pants and $4.99 for first class mail. So let's do an aqua card. Love that with this tissue. And instead of using the thank you card, I'm just going to put a post-it in with it. That way she can use the thank you card. Let's put in one of these. I love these so much. These thank yous. Scrap for Therapy made those for me. Quite taken with them. Okay. Let's weigh this before we ship it. Okay. I wanted to make sure that was under a pound, and it is. Let's give it another weigh now that we have the packaging. And it is 13.9 ounces, so I'm going to round up to 14 ounces. And 14 ounces from me in Florida to Michelle in West Virginia is $5.12. Recently, the USPS, the post office, made a change with first class mail. It used to be a flat rate, and now it's kind of by a zone. So first class mail, the same amount of weight might be much more expensive out of state versus in state. And that's how it's always been with priority mail, but they made that change fairly recently, I think at the end of January, for first class mail. Thank you, Michelle. Let's do one more since my husband's not yet home. He went for a walk and then had to get us some groceries. Okay, let's do the dress. This is a Love Linen by J. Jill dress in a size large petite. I tried this on. I wanted this to work so badly. In fact, I went on after I realized it wouldn't fit and looked for my size, and I couldn't find one. So I'm gonna keep an eye on this because this is just me. Blue and white stripe. Love it. Do the same organdy ribbon, and this is going to Mellissa. Hi, Mellissa. And I know from having the same name that your name is Greek and it means honeybee. We will do a thank you card, one of our little women. You know what, let's skip the thank you card. I think one of these little women is enough. and you are enough. And this is very light, so it will also go first class mail. So Mellissa paid $19.99 for the dress. This was on an auction as well, and it had one bid. And I just got this dress. I think I paid, I'm gonna say somewhere between $4 and $5 for it. J. Jill does pretty well with me. And it weighs exactly 11 ounces, so I'm going to leave it at 11. She paid $4.99 for shipping, and 11 ounces from me to Mellissa in Colorado is $4.19. Purchase postage. I was completely out of fruit, so my husband ran to the grocer. Washy washy. Thank you, Mellissa. We're just gonna keep going. We're doing it. I'm feeling good. The next thing is a pair of Joseph Rib Cuff, size 6, flat waist. They're just like a pull-on, stretchy, wide waistband. Love that. Size 6 blue shorts. Have enough of blue? Yeah, we do. And Carol in Florida ordered these. And Carol had asked me a question about the listing, because when I list, I usually hit sell similar and then just delete all of the details, but I must have forgot to delete something. And there was a drop-down box or something that said it had a zipper, and she wanted to make sure that it didn't, and it doesn't. No zipper. And Carol paid $9.99. I put my entire store on an auction this past week, and everything ended today. So these I've had for months. I don't know. Don't buy them, maybe. I don't know. I probably made some money. And she was charged $5.50 for first class mail. So pretty. Let's give them away. 9.8 ounces, so first class mail, we round up to the next ounce. So 10 ounces from me to Carol, who lives about an hour away, is $3.82. So hopefully my husband is able to get some blueberries. Cherries were in season from Chile, and then they went back off season. So now I have to wait a few more months for cherries, but at least some bananas and blueberries. I think we had a few other things on the list. Thank you, Carol. So Rebecca purchased a Grey's Anatomy size 5X scrub top, and she purchased this through the global shipping program, and I clicked into print a packing slip, which I'm not going to do because it just wastes ink and paper. And somebody told me that trick for seeing where they are, and she is in Swansea. I don't know, is that the UK? Swansea, is that Great Britain? I'm not sure where Swansea is. Wales, ah, very cool. So, let's go ahead and, yes. get the pink ribbon back out. So Rebecca purchased this through the global shipping program, and I can tell that because it's going to a very specific address in Kentucky. Like I said, I put all of my items on an auction, so I only have 4 or 5 items left on auction. I must have done 5 days for almost everything, and then 7 days for a few things. So those things won't come off for another couple days. But I wanted to do that so all of my items ended at the same time, and I can go through now and really look at those items and see if it's worth the space. And I'm guessing it will be, but I wanted to make sure. And I've been having a little bit of an issue with the global shipping program. Usually I ship internationally to at least Canada, the UK, Japan is pretty safe. I won't ship to Russia any longer. I won't ship to Brazil or South America in general, China and Africa. Those are usually, I'm sure there's some very safe places there, but those are the usual ones I skip. But I've noticed, and somebody mentioned this, that none of my listings any longer have international shipping. So I wanted to end everything and make sure that when I put them back on, they have international shipping, because people are charged a lot of money through global shipping program. In fact, can I tell what she paid? She paid $9.99 for this, and now I won't get the shipping and handling, most of it, but she paid $16.82. So altogether she paid almost $27 when the top only cost $10. So let's give this away. This weighs 11.7 ounces, so we round up to 12. And my cost is $3.96 because, again, I'm just needing to get it to Kentucky. I did have somebody else mention recently that when it gets to Kentucky for the global shipping program, they take it out and check it and then repackage it without all of the fancy bits and bobs. But I have had some feedback through the global shipping program that people have left feedback, and they have exclaimed in feedback how nice the item was wrapped. So I don't know how true that is. But this should have only cost maybe $16 with international shipping. So she would have, well, I guess that's about right. Thank you so much, Rebecca. Next item, a J. Jill dress. It's a solid black extra large shift. It's a very soft, stretchy dress. Okay. This ribbon just never ends. Look at that. So much ribbon. Okay, this is Kim in California, and she paid $14.99 for the dress, and she paid $8 for shipping. Despite this looking like a small package, this is a heavy package. So this will be sent in a flat rate padded envelope via priority mail. Here, let's get some fun things. I do not have a K. Wow, this is heavy. I'm going to guess this weighs between 1 and 2 pounds. So again, this is flat rate, so I wouldn't need to weigh it, but let's just weigh it for our own education. 1 pound, 2 ounces. So she's in California. If I didn't put it in a flat rate, again, it would be $10.54. If I would have taken it into the post office at 2 pounds to California, it would have been $14.20. Yikes. So a padded flat rate priority envelope is $7.33 and purchase postage. I'm gonna make this my last package for tonight. So you will see me back tomorrow. But with the magic of editing, it'll just seem like another second or two. There we go. How many more do I have? I have 4 more people that paid. And probably, I probably by tomorrow morning will have another 10 or so packages. Thank you so much, Kim. Let's make sure we schedule a pickup and leave feedback for everybody. And I'm on the USPS website and schedule a pickup. My husband and I have plans on watching our recent video. It's something we do usually the same day it's published if I'm feeling well enough, and I totally am today. So much better than yesterday. So the video is about an hour and a half long. So we'll settle in on the couch. He'll lay his head on my lap, which I love. Let's just put, we had 10 priority packages and 10 first class packages. My postal carrier likes when I round up, so he knows if he has to make a second pickup. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do tonight. And I'll just rub his head and we will hang out and have fun. So I will see you back here tomorrow morning. Take care. Good morning. It is 8:58. We are going to get started. I thought I would show you the plant my husband picked up for the nurse. It's just in a little pot and I put it in like some cardboard and then some tissue paper. Dead. He couldn't find any succulents. But I think this will be cheery on her desk. Okay, we're gonna stop playing around and get into it. We'll leave this little guy right there. Had a few more people pay overnight and I have a lot of emails to answer. So let's get started with some material. I have had this material forever. Oh my goodness, maybe 6 months or so. So here it is. I'm going to use the rest of this chevron paper. Let's add some turquoise. And this is going to Diana, and she's in Kansas. And I am going to use an Aqua thank you card, which we will put face down, of course. And she paid $4.99. I'm just glad to see it go, and I'm sure she'll be using it. And she paid $8 for shipping, because this is pretty heavy, so we are going to put it in a flat rate headed mailer. Do I have a D? Oh, I think I have a D. I almost forgot. Let's give her the D iron-on letter. I have these. I'll link them below. I think they're called like, well, I'll just put it on the screen. But they're great for taking off sticky labels. And no need to weigh this as it is in a flat rate padded mailer. So it's $7.33. Purchase postage. I had a good night of sleep. The alarm went off this morning at about 6:50 and I threw my covers off. I think I was so startled by the alarm. And for some reason the alarm started playing the weather, like the news and the weather, and I was just like, whoa, what is that voice? Thanks, Diana. Next package. This is a White House Black Market jacket, a size 4. It is going to Jill in Wisconsin. Let's do some pink ribbon. Ooh. Thank you, pink ribbon. And let's give her a tickled pink card. I don't have anything starting with the letter J. Oh, get some ribbon remnants here. And a business card. And she paid $14.99. This was the first time on auction. I paid $1 for it last week, I think, when I went thrifting, I think 2 weeks ago. And I had a thrift shop that had $1 for all sweaters, jackets, coats. So this was in that sale, and I put everything on auction. Are you sick of me saying that? And it sold for $14.99, and she paid $7.49 for priority mail. Priority mail. So we're going to put this in a padded envelope. This is my Wild Fox sweater, and it's just getting pillier and pillier, and I'm going with it. So if I would just ship this in a non-flat rate mailer, it would have cost $9.41. So I am putting it in a padded mailer, and the cost will be $7.33. And no need to weigh it. Let's try to use my words today. And print. Thank you, Jill. Next, this is an Escada jacket. I sold it, I think, a month or so after purchasing it. I'm going to say we found this at the thrift shop in Palmetto when we went on and looked for like different thrift shops. What were we calling that series? I can't remember. Smaller thrift shops. Honey holes. I don't know. And this sold for $20. It is being sent to Canada. First class international mail. Printer. There we go. I had to turn my printer on because my Dymo doesn't print international labels. It sold for $20 to Svetlana, I think that's how you pronounce that. And it is being sent first class international mail because it's sold to Canada. And Svetlana spent $17.25 for international shipping. And with international shipping, even to Canada, I have to use my regular printer. My Dymo won't print the label. So if you don't have a regular printer, you probably don't want to sell internationally. We are going to use sticker paper, which I always have linked below. 2 stickers come on a page. I put this in the printer, and our printer uses toner, so it is a little bit cheaper than an ink printer, but love this sticker paper. Let's do an Aqua card, and I don't have an S, so we will use one of these thank you tuppers and a business card. So first class mail inside the US is under 16 ounces. If anything is over 16 ounces in the US domestically, it has to be sent priority mail. However, international first class mail goes up to 4 pounds. So inside the US, under a pound for first class mail. First class international mail, up to 4 pounds. I don't know why that is. So I do have to weigh this. I can't put it in a flat rate mailer. Let's give it away. It weighs 14.1 ounces, so I'm going to round up to 15. And she paid $17.25, and my cost with the eBay discount is $14.76. If I brought this to a post office, again, not going to do that, but just to give you a heads up, it would be $17.25. With international mail, I always get an extra page that creates a custom form. All I have to do, eBay pre-fills it out, is check the box and pay. Used to be that we had to fill out 4 customs forms and stack them and do this whole thing, but it's so much easier now. Love technology. Okay, so I have to change printers in my settings. There we go, and print. The top one is the label. All I have to do now is sign the bottom. So it's not much work for me to send internationally. I do have to put the date, which is the 26th, and sign, and I usually do this in permanent marker. Again, just in case this happens to go through some moisture. There we go. That's all I have to do. The postman will pick it up. Thank you so much, Svetlana. It is 9:15, so I'm going to get some bags, put this in there, and put it outside in case my mailman comes. Okay, now that that is all clear, hopefully the mailman will come a little bit later today since I still have some shipping. 4 items on eBay. Next is a Banana Republic brand new blazer. I think I got this for the $1 at that dollar sale, and it sold the first time on auction for $24.99. And she paid $9.99 for shipping, and this is being sent to Chia in Massachusetts. Okay, let's include an Aqua card. And do I have a C? I might have a C. I don't think I do. I just looked through my letters again. I thought I had a C, but maybe I used it. Let's give her an Aqua card. And I haven't used these canasta cards. I still have a few left. These were, I think, from the bins. They're vintage. And I just printed on my Dymo. It's in the cards for you to love your item. So that could be used as a bookmark by the person receiving it. Okay. So we are sending this priority mail, and I think it'll fit perfectly in a padded flat rate. And it does. And again, she had paid $9.99. I'm playing around with the cost of shipping a little bit more. If I had to send this not in a flat rate, it would be $9.41, but thankfully it does fit. So my cost is $7.33, and I don't need to waive. Switch back to the Dymo and print. Thank you, Tia. The sun is out today. Bear and I have to go to one of his follow-up appointments. He's doing really, really well, though. I'm going to say he's all the way recovered from his incident in September, October. And if you didn't know, he went into septic shock and was in the hospital. He's completely recovered. He's put back on his weight. It's funny because I had some doctor's appointments. What is today? Is today Wednesday? It's today. I had some doctor's appointments last week. I had some this week too, but at one of the doctor's appointments last week, my doctor came in the office and Bear was there, of course, to drive me. I say, of course. I can drive myself. I just usually don't. I take a lot of medication. I'm not always the best, but whatever. But so he drove me, and my doctor came in. His name is Mark, and he's treated me for years. Best doctor ever. And Mark said to Bear, "Hey, you've put back on your weight." Bear was laughing. Okay, I was checking the weather, not Hulu. Can't watch Hulu. Oh, I brought up Lancaster. 32 degrees in Lancaster. That's clearly not us. 71 degrees, and it is supposed to be 75 today with a chance of rain. Really? Oh, it's only Tuesday. It's Tuesday. Still a chance of rain. 75 today. I think that's the same as tomorrow. And the next item is going to be a fossil purse. Here it is. And I want to make sure that I put this in some kind of protective mailer or bubble wrap because there's some hardware and I don't want that to just like be bounced around. So Laura in MS, Mississippi. I'm gonna guess Mississippi. MS abbreviation. State. It is MS is Mississippi. Go me. Laura in Mississippi paid $9.99 and $5.50 for shipping. So I'm gonna go grab some bubble wrap and I will be back. Now I did use some tape. Normally I don't for tissue paper, but this one I want to make sure stays because it's a little bit of a bigger package. So a little bit more raffia. Awesome. And we are going to put an Aqua card on this. Oh, I have to use my tassels, maybe the next one. And a canasta card and a business card. .3 ounces, so it can be shipped first class mail. We're going to give that a second way to make sure it's still first class mail. I know that the packaging didn't add 4 ounces, so we'll be fine. 12.7, so we round up to 13. And Laura paid $5.50 for first class mail since it's under a pound, and my cost from me to Laura is $5.02. So let's go ahead and purchase the postage. Bear and I watched our video, an unboxing video last night. Purchase postage. Bear and I watched our hour-and-a-half long video last night for the unboxing, and I think I want to order another from the company. The stuff was so good. Thank you so much, Laura. The company has contacted me to see if I would do a paid promotion on Instagram. I don't know how to feel about that. I know people do that. I've been sent free items before for like an honest review, but I've never been paid. I don't know. We'll talk to Bear about it. Thank you, Laura. But they sell pallets for about $3,800, which comes out to $5 a piece. And if it's the same quality, I've already sold about $200 worth of things. So far so good on that. And I will do an update video. Okay, next item, moving on. St. John Collection Women's, where did I find this? Jacket. It sold for $91 on auction plus $10 shipping, and it's going to Bev in New Jersey. This had 4 bids. This sat for a while in my store. I want to say I had it priced around $100, maybe $85, so it sold on auction for right around the price I was looking for. I think I found this one of our doctors, thinking. I must go to like 8 to 10 different doctors throughout the year. So, oh, I think it was Bear's Family Doctor is next to a small consignment shop. One of Bear's family doctors last year, he had different insurance last year since we pay for his insurance, was next to a small consignment shop, and I think they had a rack full of clothing outside, and usually they do, I think it's like $2 to $2.25, it's some random amount, and all the money goes to a charity that the consignment shop supports. And I think this jacket was on it, so I got this for I think $2.25, and I went for $91.01. And let's wrap this up. It's not going to fit in a flat rate, so I think our best option is going to be a regional A box. Now, this jacket has some pretty nice hardware on it. There's enamel buttons on the sleeves and all down the front. This jacket is gorgeous. Oh my goodness, it's so pretty. I don't even like this color palette, and it's absolutely stunning. This probably would have been several $100s, maybe even $800 or $900 when it first came out. So I'm gonna do some protecting of the buttons. And that's why I have the cheap tissue paper. I just rip pieces of tissue paper into basically squares, sometimes like doubled over on itself. And then let's see if this, yep. And then I just kind of wrap up the button and move the tissue paper under it so it's gonna stay. Do another one. If the mailman happens to come, John is his name, if John happens to come while I'm still mailing, Bear and I are headed to a doctor this afternoon, so it's no big deal. We have a lot of button wrapping to do on this one. I'm sure the buttons would be fine, but we really want to make sure. This entire jacket should take less than a whole piece of tissue paper too. Make sure everything is symmetrical. Now this has shoulder pads, so I have to be careful with how I fold the shoulder pads. There we go. And when I fold, I like to fold once up and then once down. And that way it creates kind of a little bit of a square. Let's get rid of our cheap tissue paper. Now this should fit in this 12 by 15 zippered bag. If something doesn't fit in here, it will. I will put it in a trash bag. I usually leave a note that says something like, this is a clean bag I use for shipping to protect it from the elements, or something like that. Make sure all the wrinkles are out of it. Perfect. This is a heavy little thing. We are wrapped up. Let's put some ribbon. This desk is so handy for wrapping items and measuring items. Bear found a door and sanded it and painted it and put it onto filing cabinets. We found the filing cabinets on Craigslist, but it's a lot wider, which is awesome. Let's weigh this and decide what options we have. So this is 2 pounds, 5 ounces. So it's in between 2 and 3 pounds. I charged her $10 and she lives in New Jersey. So if I were to just put this in any kind of packaging, whether it be a box, as long as it's under 3 pounds, or a poly mailer, the cost for me is $8.99. So that might be our best option. But another option I have is a regional A box. There's 2 sizes of box. Nope, this isn't it. There are 2 sizes of box. The first is a long skinny one and the second one is a shorter squat box. So regional A helps out with some of the heavier items that won't fit in a padded mailer. This is going to be $8.99 if I send it in any box, or $8.50 if I put it in the regional A. So I think this is gonna fit perfect. So the regional A does have these sticky sides, which is so nice. I always reinforce these. I have gotten some boxes, regional A boxes, over the years as a buyer. I buy a lot on eBay, and I have gotten them where the seal didn't hold. So we have to put some fun toppers on this before we slide her in. So I don't have a B, so she will get a tickled pink card. And, oh, I should have put a tassel. Remind me to put a tassel on the next one. And a package topper that says thank you, and a business card. Let's see how we do with the regional A. be a tough one. Okay, we got our down in. Now, this has bubbled a little bit, and as long as I can fold it over, it doesn't really matter that it bubbled. I'm good. So make sure we really get it in there. Okay, she's good. Sealed and sealed. Now it is a little bit out of shape, but it's not bad. So let's get some tape. I'm gonna put one piece of tape around it to hold that seal. We are good to go. So I'm going to save my label choice and $8.50. If I were to bring this in the post office, it'd be $11.06, but eBay saves some money when you print through their system. And print. Thank you so much, Bev. And the last item is a lot of stockings. This was my very last lot, and I couldn't tell you why, but this took months to sell. All of my other lots went for a much higher price. I think it's because this included some darker color stockings. It was a mixed lot. So I had 2 pairs of black, a pair of gray, a pair of ivory, and 5 pairs of nude, but some of them were a different color nude and weren't transparent. I think people look for the more sheer nude stockings. I think that's what I'm learning. Used stockings. So how I keep my stockings are just in a sealed bag. I want to make sure, this is going to sound gross and I'm so sorry, I want to make sure they maintain the level of scent they came out of the bins with. And this is going overseas to Gilliam, and let's see where Gilliam lives. B.E. B.E. This is a very weird address. I don't know what B.E. is. It doesn't say Canada, so it can't be. Belgium. This is going to Belgium. What? Okay, so this person, again, this is going through the global shipping program, but they paid $10. And then for shipping and handling, they paid $24.40. I don't get that since it is through the global shipping program. So my cost for shipping was $5.50. So I'll get the $5.50. I have to get it to Kentucky. So when I list used pantyhose, I do it very simply. I put them in like a little ball, and then I always have some kind of ribbon or feather just to designate for me pulling them that this is the pink feathered lot. So they're all in there. I will wrap them up and I'll be back. Now, I'm sure Gilliam wouldn't care about a very fancy floral wrapping paper. I could be wrong. So I'm just going to wrap these more plainly. think I hear the postal truck, so I'll be back. Okay, we're back. Put the mail out, went to the bathroom, realized I had a piece of glitter on my face. There we go. And let's do a canasta card and a business card. So I just have to get this to Kentucky. Let's give it away. 12.1 ounces, which rounds up to 13 for first class mail. I received $5.50 and the cost for shipping is $5.12. Let's go ahead and continue and pay. The last few days my face has felt so dry. I have very oily skin. I've always had oily skin and oily hair. We haven't had the heat on. Usually the forced air does it, but for some reason my face is just like, let's get really dry all of a sudden. Anybody else have that? I've been putting oil on it, just like lots and lots of oil. Thank you, Gilliam. I hope you like the used stockings. And I think that was my last eBay item. Let's see, we have a message and I can leave some feedback and delete these out of my sold. I always delete the items that have paid and have been shipped and left feedback out of my sold. So we are just waiting on one item. It's the vintage little girl's dress. I listed this within, I think, a day or two originally. Somebody bought it for $100 and something. Then they didn't pay. They said they wanted it, but then they didn't pay. So I relisted it. It's gorgeous. It's a circle dress. I put it on an auction. I blocked the first person from bidding. Had 2 bids. It went up to $51, which is fine. We'll see if the person pays. This might be just one of those items that people buy and don't pay for. I don't know. So I think that's the end of this video. I'm sure it's nice and long. I hope you all have a wonderful day. I hope you have sunny, cheerful flowers to look at, or the sunshine is out in your neck of the woods. Thank you so much. Bye.
We hope your day is blooming with joy.